I drive the last train out of the city every night. Route 47, departing Central Station at 11:47 p.m. 12 stops, 43 minutes. Usually empty by the third station. Usually. 3 nights ago, a woman boarded at Harlow Street. She wore a red coat. She sat in the back car. She didn't get off at any stop. I didn't think much of it. People fall asleep. People miss their stations. I was going to wake her when we reached the depot. But when I walked through the car at the end of the line, she was gone. And the seat was wet, not with water, with seawater. 0:45 to 2 o'clock. I've been driving this route for 8 years. I know every sound the train makes. The whine of the brakes at Crescent Hill. The rattle in the third car when we hit 40 miles per hour. The way the lights flicker between stations 7 and 8, always in the same pattern. 3 quick flashes, then dark for 2 seconds, then back. I know the regulars. The night nurse who sleeps against the window. The security guard who reads the same paperback every shift. The kid who boards at 9th Street and draws in a sketchbook until his stop. I know when something doesn't belong. The woman in the red coat didn't belong. She boarded at Harlow Street. That's Station 9. I saw her through security monitor. Red coat bright against a gray platform. Walking directly to the last car. No hesitation. No checking the route map. She knew exactly where she was going. I watched her sit down. She didn't look up. Didn't check her phone. Didn't do anything that normal people do when they board a train. She just sat, hands folded, staring straight ahead. We passed through 3 more stations. No one else boarded. No one got off. At the depot, I made my announcement. End of the line. All passengers must exit and walk back to check the cars. The last car was empty, but her seat was soaked, water dripping onto the floor, pooling in the grooves of the rubber mat, and it smelled like the ocean, like low tide, like something rotting under the pier. I touched it. My fingers came away gritty with sand. I told my supervisor. He checked the footage.
Look, empty. No woman in a red coat. But I saw her right there on the platform. The tape is blank, Reyes.
I made him rewind. Made him watch Harlow Street at 12:23 a.m. The platform was empty. The doors opened. The doors closed. No one boarded. But I saw her.
I saw someone right there. It was
I
on the
saw her
monitor.
through the monitor.
Why
I
won't
saw
you
her
believe
walk
me?
onto my train. Check the last car, I said, after I called it in. Check the water on the seat. He did. The seat was dry. No sand. No smell. He suggested I take a few days off. Said the night shift gets to everyone eventually. Said he used to see things too, back when he drove. Shadows in the tunnel. Faces in the dark windows. I didn't take time off. I needed to know. I prepared. Brought a flashlight, a camera, a notebook to write down exactly what I saw when I saw it. So I'd know I wasn't crazy. She boarded at Harlow Street again. 12:23 a.m. Red coat. Last car. Same seat. This time, I left the conductor's cabin. I walked through the train while it was moving. Something we're not supposed to do. Something that's actually against safety regulations. But I didn't care. I stood in the doorway of the last car, and I watched her. She didn't move. Didn't react to my presence. Just sat with her hands folded, staring at the back of the seat in front of her. Miss, I said, this is the last stop. Where are you getting off? She didn't answer. I stepped closer. The smell hit me. That ocean smell, stronger now, mixed with something else. Something sweet and wrong, like flowers left in a vase too long. Miss, I need you to. She turned her head. Her face was wrong. Not damaged, not monstrous, just wrong. Like a photograph of someone I almost recognized. Features that were almost in the right place, but not quite. Eyes too far apart, mouth too small, skin that looked like it had been smoothed over, details erased. She smiled.
You're early,
She said. Her voice came from everywhere at once. From her mouth, from the speakers overhead, from the rumble of the wheels on the track. Early for what? I asked, but I already knew. I already knew because I'd read the news. because I'd been driving this route for 8 years, and I'd never thought to check the history. Route 47 used to be Route 9. In 1987, a woman in a red coat boarded the last train at Harlow Street. She was never seen again. The train derailed that night between stations 11 and 12. 12 passengers died. The driver survived, but he never spoke again. Just sat in a psychiatric facility, drawing the same picture over and over, a woman in red, standing in water, smiling with a mouth that was too small. They rebuilt the track, renumbered the route, buried the story. But some routes don't forget. Some passengers don't leave. I looked it up that night, after I ran back to the cabin, after I finished the route with my hands shaking on the controls. The woman in the red coat had a name, Elena Voss. She drowned in 1952. Her body was never found. Her husband told police she'd walked into the ocean and kept walking, but she didn't stay in the ocean. She found a train that runs through the dark, through the places between stations, through the gaps where the maps don't quite match the tracks, and she collects passengers. I tried calling sick. My supervisor said if I miss another shift, I'd be replaced. There are always new drivers, always people who need the money, who don't mind the dark, who haven't learned to watch the monitors too closely. I drove the route. She was waiting at Harlow Street. Red coat, back car, same seat. But this time, she wasn't alone. The nurse was there, the one who always slept against the window. But she wasn't sleeping. She was sitting upright, hands folded, staring straight ahead. She didn't move when I walked through, didn't blink. The security guard was there too. In the next seat, same posture, same empty stare. The kid with the sketchbook. He was in the back row, his book open to a blank page, his pencil frozen above the paper. 12 passengers. My regulars. The people I knew by sight, if not by name. All sitting in the last car. All staring forward. All waiting. The woman in red stood up. She walked in front of the car, to the door that connects to the rest of the train. She put her hand on the glass. Her fingers left trails of water. Almost full, she said, and her voice came from the speakers, from the wheels, from the wind outside. One more stop, then we reach the harbor. Then we can rest. Let them go, I said. I don't know why I thought I could negotiate. I don't know why I thought she would listen. She smiled with that too small mouth. They already let themselves go. They fell asleep. They missed their stations. They didn't wake up when I sat down next to them. Just like you didn't wake up 3 nights ago when you found my seat wet and touched it with your bare hand. I looked at my hand, at the grit under my fingernails that I hadn't been able to wash out, at the way my skin looked pale and soft, like it had been underwater too long. You've been driving for 3 nights, she said. But you haven't checked your reflection, have you? You haven't looked in the mirror. I ran to the conductor's cabin. There was a mirror there, small, mounted on the inside of the locker door. I'd never used it, never needed to. I opened the door.
What is this?
I was still wearing my uniform,
This can't be real.
still had my name tag, still had my face, more or
What
less,
is this?
but my eyes were wrong.
This can't be real.
They were her eyes,
Changing.
too far apart, too dark, reflecting something that wasn't in the room, something vast and cold and full of moving shadows. And behind me in the mirror, the train was different. The seats were rotted. The windows were broken. The floor was covered in sand and seaweed and small bones that might have been fish or might have been fingers. The rail train. The train that runs beneath the real Route 47 on tracks that were laid in 1987 and never repaired. Carrying passengers who boarded once and never got off. I turned around. The cabin was normal. The monitors showed empty cars. The rails ahead were clear, but in the mirror, she was standing behind me. Elena Voss, red coat dripping, smiling with her too small mouth. "Keep driving," she whispered. "We're almost at the harbor, and when we get there, you'll finally get to rest. You'll finally get to stop." That was last night. I'm recording this from the cabin. The train is moving, but I don't remember starting it. The monitors showed 12 passengers in the last car, all sitting upright, all staring forward. Sometimes their mouths move, like they're trying to speak, but no sound comes out. Harlow Street is coming up. I can see the platform through the windshield. Empty. Always empty. But she'll be there. She always is. If you're watching this, if you somehow found this footage, don't take Route 47. Don't take the last train out of any city. And if you see a woman in a red coat, don't let her sit behind you. Don't fall asleep. Don't miss your station. And whatever you do, don't touch the water. Voice fading, getting distant. We're slowing down. I can smell the ocean. I can hear waves. She's standing right behind me. I can see her in the mirror. She's reaching for my shoulder. If this video posts, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bring anyone else on board, but the train needs a driver, and the harbor is so close.